Good morning, everyone. Today is lesson 15.3, and no, your teacher did not turn into a puppy. Sophie just won't leave me alone today. She really wanted to be part of math. I don't know why. Today we're going to be talking about halves and fourths. And remember when we talked about halves yesterday? Halves is when something is divided into two parts. Fourths is when something is divided into four pieces, okay? Halves and fourths. Now we're going to talk about something, we're going to go a little bit higher level today, okay? I want to teach you about numerators and denominators. The numerator is the number at the top. The denominator is the number at the bottom. So I'm going to write half, and I'm going to write fourth. The denominator means how many pieces is your object cut into. Okay, so if you had a pizza and you divided it into two sides, then your denominator would be a 2. Okay, now how many pieces do you choose? Well, to start out with, you're going to choose 1. Could you choose 2? Yeah, you could. And what would choosing 2 turn into? You would choose 2, and your pizza is divided into 2 pieces. So what's 2 over 2? It's actually you ate the whole pizza. Yep. A number over another number, and if those numbers are the same, guess what? They equal 1 whole. Isn't that interesting? I love that. I told you yesterday I really love fractions, and I'm glad that we were able to do this. Let's look at fourths. If you see a number that looks like this, the numerator is 1. That means I choose 1. But how many is my object cut into? How many shares? I have 4 shares, and I am taking 1 out of 4. And remember we talked yesterday about the really funny thing? Everybody always thinks that the bigger number means I'm going to get more, right? Right, but that's wrong, right? Or am I left? Okay. 1 over 2 means your pizza's cut into 2 equal shares. 4, now 4 people could eat that, right? Yeah. Now I have a little illustration I wanted to share with you. Looks like a bar graph, doesn't it? Can you see that? All right, well, there's our whole. There's 1 whole. Here's something that's cut into 2 pieces. My denominator is 2, and each piece is worth 1. Now remember how I showed you yesterday, sometimes people write these number slash number, but when we're first learning how to do fractions, remember I like you to write fractions like that, okay? So these would actually be 1 over 2. Now let's divide this into thirds. 1, 2, 3. Now look at the third. 1 over 3. That means this is 1 piece out of 3. My denominator is 3. Now we're going to go down to the fourths. Now that is one thing that you need to remember. When we start talking about fractions, you're going to hear me try to say this at the end of fractions. Most fraction numbers are going to sound like the number, but we're going to add a TH, okay? Except for third and half, okay? 1 over 2 is a half. 1 over 3 is going to be third. But when we get down to the fours, we're going to say fourth. Sounds like the grade, doesn't it? Yeah. And what do we do here? Look at this. Now we're going to divide our 1 whole into 5 pieces. So this itty bitty is worth 1 over 5. 1/5. Did you hear that TH? All right, now we're going to take that same one and divide it 6 equal shares. 6 equal shares, and each share is worth 1 over 6. The numerator is 1 because it's only one piece, and the denominator is 6 because I sliced it 6 equal shares, okay? All right, and for some reason we always skip number 7. I don't know why. 7's a great number. Now we're going to divide it into eighths. Did you hear that TH? Each piece is worth 1, but it's out of how many pieces? It's out of 8 pieces. And then look, now I'm going to divide it 10 ways. Wow, that is really hard to see, isn't it? 1 over 10. 1 piece out of 10 pieces. All right, my numerator is still a 1 because I'm only picking up 1 piece, but my denominator is how many pieces did you cut? Now remember, denominators must be equal pieces, okay? If I divided my 1 right here, so I had a big piece and a little piece, I can't say that's 1 over 2 or 1/2. No, no, no. Fractions must be equal pieces, okay? Equal shares. And look at this one. The last row is, they've actually divided it into 12s. And I know that's kind of hard to see. Now, if I was writing this on my paper, I would write it like this, 1 over 12, okay? And I would say it, I could say it 1 over 12, or I could say 1/12. Did you hear the TH? Yeah, that's how you know you're in fraction land. When you use those letters, TH, it really helps you to think, oh boy, a TH means it's not a whole number, it's a fraction. Now, I'm going to slide some of these over, and I want you to see what's going to happen. Just because the number on the bottom is getting bigger, what is happening to our fraction pieces? Oh boy. Oh boy. What happened to our fractions? They got smaller. Remember, it's just like, we can pretend this is a Hershey bar. A 1 is great. If I could have the whole thing, that would be great. If I ask for a half of a Hershey bar, look how much I'm getting. A third, oh, my piece is getting smaller, and a fourth. Remember, the denominator, the D, tells me how many pieces that object is going to be cut into. Equal shares. Wow, I don't know if I could survive on 1/12 of a Hershey bar. Could you? Ooh, I don't think so. All right, now there's something else I wanted to show you real quick. I'm going to do some doubles. I'm going to pull out 2s. And what's the double of 2? Wes. 4. Good job. Izzy, what's the double of 5? 10. Did everybody hear her say? Yep, she said 10. Let's see. I need Noelle. What's the double of 6? 12. Okay, thank you, Noelle. I heard that. 12. Now, what's the double of 4? Oops, sorry, I gave it away. Liza, sorry. Pretend you didn't hear that. 8. Good job. I'm going to put the 8 right up there, okay? All right, do you see we did some doubles? So how many of those would go into there? Look at that. It's a double. So that's why it's very important that you remember your doubles, because they're going to help you when you get up into 3rd grade when you're doing fractions. All right, now I'm going to put that up there because now I want to show you 4 plus 4 equals 8. Look at that. Even though it looks kind of backwards, we're cutting a 4, you would think it would be 1/2 plus 1/2, but it's going the opposite way, isn't it? Now let's do the 1/5, and 5 plus 5 is 10. Look, 2 10s fit into a 5. And now let's go to the very last one that I have manipulatives for. 6 plus 6 is 12. Good job. And look at that. 2 of those fit in there. All right, now for today, I need you to remember this. The bigger the denominator, the smaller the share, okay? Okay. Now, we're going to go on to lesson 15.3. I just thought you guys would like a little advanced lesson today, okay? All right. Number 1, we're going to divide these sandwiches, okay? Number 1, please divide that into halves. And the second sandwich, we're going to divide into fourths. All right. I'm going to draw my sandwiches. All right. And let's see, Jersey. Oh, you want to do corner to corner? Oh, yeah, that's a great sandwich. Did she divide it into fourths or into halves? She sure did. I got a little carried away. All right, Noelle, since you didn't really get, I didn't hear you very well the last time, how are you going to divide this into fourths? Oh, you want to do corner to corner too? All right. All right, now it looks just like Jersey's. Oh, you're not done yet. Okay, and through the magic of television, what are you going to do? Oh, you're going to go that way. Ooh, so halves. How many equal shares do we have when we do halves? We have 2. Now, what's this piece worth? Now, I want you to write this on your paper with me. This will help you be ready for 2nd grade, okay? This piece is worth 1, right, over 2. What's this piece worth? Maddox? The same. Good job. I love that. 1 over 2. 1/2 plus 1/2 equals the whole thing. Are you guys catching on? Yeah. All right, let's try this one. And I'm going to go for Daphne. Noelle already divided this into fourths. So do you hear your denominator? You sure did. We're going to have a line and we're going to put a 4 under it because there are 4 equal shares. How much is this share worth? Just this one right here. It is worth 1. 1 over 4 means it's 1 piece out of 4 pieces. And Elijah, what's this one worth? Good job. JJ, what's this one worth? Good job. Hey, is that snake around your neck still? Oh, it's giving me the creeps. Take it off. All right, and what's this one worth? Is? Good job. Good girl. 1 over 4. Ooh, now which one, if you were really, really hungry and this was your favorite sandwich in the whole wide world, which would you rather have? Would you rather have a half or a fourth? Yeah, the half is going to be more. And remember, I'm going to bring up our cheat sheet here. Remember, half is always going to be the biggest fraction with a 1 on top. Because could I have 10 of these? Yeah, I could have 10 of those, and then that would be way more than that. Okay. All right, let's go to the next page. All right, up at the top, it says these pizzas are the same size. This pizza is cut into 4 equal shares, and this one is 2 equal shares. The pizza with 4s is cut into fourths, and the pizza that's cut into 2s is halves. Okay? Now, I see what they did here. They just counted your pieces. I really want you to get in the habit of actually writing the fraction. It will help you with writing fractions, and it will help you with determining what's big and what's small, okay? Here we go. Number 1. Circle the shape that has more equal shares. That means your denominator. Which one has more pieces? Yeah, the fourths, because it has 4 pieces. Halves only have 2 pieces. But I want you to put an X on the one where the pieces are bigger. And it's absolutely correct. The halves are going to be bigger. What about this? Halves or quarters? Right, we're going to circle the quarters or the fourths, and we're going to put an X on the halves because those are bigger pieces. Fourths, halves, quarters, and halves. And I think you've got it. All right, let's go to the next page. Number 5. Draw a line to divide this shape in half. Okay, you have many options. You can put your line across the middle, down through the top. You could go this way, or you can go this way. Rectangles can be cut in half many ways. Number 6. Now remember, at any time during the video, if you want to stop and work on your problems, you can just hit pause, do it, and come back to me, okay? Number 6, shade 1/4 of this shape. 1/4. And I'm going to put up, do you guys see my circle? And I don't know if you can even read that. It says 1/4. Whoops, I forgot that's not a magnet. Or this is not magnetic. 1/4 would be just one part of that pizza. It would be 1 piece over 4. There we go. Number 7, draw lines in the orange square to make smaller equal shares than the blue. Okay, now that one, it sounds confusing, but it's really not. I'm going to put up another square. And I'm going to divide this one going the same way as our drawing. And they divided it this way. So we have 1/2 and 1/2. Now they would like us to draw lines on our next square that has smaller shares than this. What would be the next smallest share? Correct, we would want to do fourths. Now we're going to copy it. We're going to go across the middle. You can go this way and make 4 tiny squares. Could you also go this way? Yeah, those would all be 1/4, 1/4, 1/4, and 1/4. Are my pieces smaller? Yes. Are there more of them? Yes. Good job. All right, I'm going to skip that one, and we're going to go to the back because I wanted to do number 9 with you. I thought this was a very clever math problem. All right. Steve cuts 1 pan of cornbread into halves. He cuts another pan of cornbread into fourths. So we're going to do 2 pans. And we're going to cut 1 in half. And we're going to cut 1 into fourths. And we're going to go this way, okay? So these are 1/2. Now you may do this on your paper with me, okay? And this is 1/4. And you can write 1/4 in each one of those pieces. All right. How many pieces did Steve cut in all? All right, well, great. I hear somebody shouting out, all we have to do is count, right? Thank you, Allie. I think that was your lovely voice. All right, let's count. Eleanor, why don't you count out loud for me? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 pieces of cornbread. Which pieces are larger? Are the halves larger, or are the fourths larger? Luke, what do you think? Absolutely, the half is larger. And use the picture to help you solve it. Well, I guess we just solved it, didn't we? Now, how could I make equal portions? If everybody wanted the same amount, what could I do? And I'm gonna bother, let's see, who hasn't answered a question for a while? Kaden, how could I make all the cornbread equal? Oh, good job, my friend. We're gonna cut that one right there. And now everybody could have pieces that are worth 1/4, okay? Good job. All right, you may do number 11 if you would care to, and number 10, and I'd like you to do number 11. Joey has 2 circles of the same size. He cuts one into halves and the other into fourths. What words describe how the halves compare to the fourths? Oh, all right, and there you have it. Come back tomorrow and we will be learning our last lesson on fractions. Love you.